welcome back everybody. Backyard Country Living, Jeff here. It's been a few weeks since we've done a video, just been busy doing lots of stuff, busy at work, so finally getting around to doing something else back with the Kioti. The last few we've done was stuff with the Massey. Anyway, some welcomed cooler weather. We're more like in the mid-80s now versus the mid-90s, a few weeks back, so that's definitely a welcome sight. Maybe fall is on the way to getting here pretty soon. Anyway, today we wanted to look at a couple of things. We're gonna hook the bucket. We have not done a video with the bucket on the front of the Kioti yet, and I have got the BXpanded Piranha Tooth Bar. I know there's quite a few reviews out there on the tooth bar, so I'm not going to per se do a review on it. I just want to tell you my experiences with it and how I think it is a game changer when it comes to adding that to your bucket. If you don't have any kind of tooth bar on the front of it, I think it's almost like buying a completely different separate attachment when you add that thing on the front of that bucket. But anyway, we're going to hook that up, try to get a little footage with that, and I also want to talk about we'll move to the shelter where we keep the Kioti here in a minute, and I've got a storage rack system for some of the implements that go on the front of the Kioti. It's just a rack that I built out of some lumber that I had laying around, some 4x4 posts and stuff. I've seen some guys that have some of these kind of systems with some of the metal commercial racks like you would see at Lowe's or Home Depot. Didn't have access to one of those, so I just found some stuff laying around and made my own. So I like to store things out of the weather when possible, so I keep the grapple and the bucket in on that storage rack system. And but anyway, I'll show you all about that, and then we'll actually go grab the bucket off the top. It's up on the top layer of that storage rack, and we'll get it hooked up and show you a little bit about the tooth bar. See, it was pretty easy to grab the bucket off the top rail, or it's almost like a bunk bed. We'll go in there and look at that a little closer. I'm not sure how well the lighting's going to be in there. But anyway, let's go ahead and close the latches on the skid steer here. And anyway, while we're right here, we'll look at the bucket. I did have some hooks welded on there for just general purpose, chain or anything. Got a D-ring here in the center if we need to grab something with that. So just things that I think add some stuff to your bucket that will be useful and helpful depending on what you might be doing. And as you can see, here is the Piranha Tooth Bar. As I say, we have used that thing and it really made a huge difference. When we added that to the front bucket. Probably not so much if you're going into a pile of dirt or gravel or whatever, then it's not a problem with the cutting edge, digging in and scooping up. But more so if you're trying to do something on a flat surface. Let's say you're trying to scrape off an area of grass, or the dirt's a little bit hard and you're trying to scrape off that top layer a couple of inches or whatever. Without something like this, that cutting edge just sort of wants to ride over the top of it, especially if it's a little bit hard. So it really makes it dig in and makes a difference. And then if you're clearing any kind of brush, pushing over little trees, saplings, 1 inch, 2 inch trees, it'll pretty much just grab them in between the teeth here and either slice them off or most cases it'll rip them out of the ground. Anyway, we'll go out and see if we can actually use it a little bit and show you about that. But anyway, let's take a look at the storage rack system we got under the barn here. So as you can see here, this is the rack system I was speaking on. The grapple, you know, it's pretty heavy. We've actually just got that sitting on a really heavy duty pallet there that's underneath this rack. So that's, you know, where we keep it out of the weather. And then here we just got some 4x4 posts, some 2x6s, you know, framed out around the top of it. Got some 2x6s going across through here, and basically you can see it's pretty heavy. We you know, just sit the bucket right up on top, and I have got it you know, tied off to the wall of the building. You just, you know, obviously you have to be careful when you grab that bucket. You don't want to make sure you don't snag this rail here and pull, you know, pull backwards, and you know, you end up snagging and pulling on the wall of the building. So you got to be careful of that. But it's pretty sturdy. So but there again, ain't really got a whole lot of money in it, because it was just stuff I had laying around, and I said, well, let me see if I can utilize. The shelter was plenty long, so I just wanted to utilize some of the height of it. It's pretty tall, as you can see. So anyway, works pretty good, and you know, just keep the lighter implement up on top. But all right, we'll make our way out to an area and see if we can push over some trees and see how the tooth bar does. see how the tooth bar really makes a difference when you're clearing brush, pushing over little trees. You saw a lot of those little small pines and stuff being a softer wood. A lot of those, it just, it catches them in the serrated part and just slices them right off. That last tree I did, was a little bit harder wood. You saw you can actually grab it between these teeth and curl your bucket a little bit and just lift it right out of the ground. Obviously, if you were doing that with your straight edge, that tree would just slide right under the bucket. There's no way you could lift it up out of the ground like that. So in my mind, is it worth the money? Absolutely. I want to say, I can't remember now, you can go on their website. The cost of the tooth bar depends on the size, the width of it. You do your measurements and send in your order. I want to say it was like maybe $375, $385 plus shipping or something. I can't remember. It may be a little more now. I've had this tooth bar almost a year now, I think. So, but anyway, in my mind, as I said before, it's almost like buying another attachment for your tractor. Just a complete game changer when it comes to pushing and clearing. And it will back drag too when you do some back dragging and trying to level it. Obviously, you're going to have little lines if you're trying to get it perfectly flat. You're going to have little lines, but it still does a good job. Just always be careful when you're back dragging. Don't tilt your bucket too far. You can put a lot of stress on these cylinders and do some damage. You want just a slight tilt when you're doing your back dragging. And I've heard a lot of people on the Kioti complain about, I guess, what they call bucket flop, where when you drop that bucket over and you're back dragging, it doesn't have any pressure. It's just hanging loosely. Well, what I've found is if you'll curl your bucket, cycle it through one time, curl it all the way up, curl it all the way down, and then do your back dragging, you'll see that then your cylinders will hold. So you just got to cycle it through like one time to do that. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. We'll try to get back to making some more here more frequently. Doing some other different things. We got a lot on the list to do. It's just finding the time to do it. But weather's cooling off, fall's coming. That's the time when we really like to get outside and get a lot of this stuff done. So you continue to enjoy these kind of videos. If you would hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to build the channel up a little bit. I hope everybody likes it. Please comment. I really want to thank everybody for a lot of the positive feedback you've had on some of my previous videos. I really appreciate it. It makes you feel good about doing this kind of stuff. Things that you enjoy. And any of you people out there that have been thinking about getting a tractor or making the move out to getting some acres out in the country or whatever, don't wait around. Go ahead and do it. Just like waiting around to get this tractor, I waited and waited and waited, and then after I got it, I'm like, man, I should have went ahead and got this thing years ago. But I think if you got an interest in this kind of stuff, if you can make it happen, make it happen. I think you really enjoy this kind of lifestyle out in the country and doing things and seeing the results of your hard work. Anyway, I guess we'll catch you next time, and thanks everybody for watching.